4th edition of Interchange, the most widely used and the most successful English course in the world. This state-of-the-art software is designed to help you maximize your teaching effectiveness as you move seamlessly through each lesson, incorporating video, audio, and even online resources, all with the click of a mouse. Visit the link below or contact your Cambridge University Press representative for a demonstration today.
أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة لقناتنا English for Arabs. Welcome to English for Arabs channels. Today we're gonna have part 2, unit 2, Interchange 2 4th edition. النهاردة إن شاء الله هنكمل الوحدة الثانية الطبعة الرابعة لكتاب Interchange 2. بنفكر حبايبنا الطلاب بأن المستوى ده هو مستوى pre-intermediate اللي هو المستوى السابع ودوت بداية ما قبل المستوى المتوسط. This is pre-intermediate 1. You have to learn in English. Don't look at the Arabic words. خلي بالنا المفروض ان الطالب يحفظ الكلمات كويس جدا بالانجليش، انه يحفظ الكلمات ويحط الكلمة في جملة. Try to learn the words and keep them in English. Keep them by heart and their meaning in English. Don't use Arabic. Put the word in a sentence to clarify its meaning. لازم الطالب يحفظ الكلمة بأنه يحطها في جملة توضح معناها. Let's start. 7. Dog walker. Pet sitter. Pet sitter, a person who looks after pets. Dog walker. Dog walker, a person who takes care of dogs. Dog walker, a person who takes care of dogs. Pet sitter, a person who looks after pets. 8. Duty-free shop. Duty-free shop, a store selling goods without paying tax. Duty-free shop, a store selling goods without paying tax. Counter, a table or flat surface in a store, bank, restaurant at which people are served. Counter, a table or flat surface in a store, bank, restaurant, store, shop. Restroom, a public toilet. A public toilet. An expensive restaurant. Inexpensive, not expensive. Cheap restaurant. An expensive restaurant, a cheap restaurant. A restaurant that serves cheap meals. Cheap meals. 11. Drugstore. Drugstore, pharmacy. 13. Eco-friendly. Eco-friendly, a product that does the least damage to the environment. A product that does the least damage to the environment. Give off, to produce heat, gas, a smell. To produce heat, gas, a smell. This is give off, give off. Give up, to stop. Give up, to stop. To stop bad habit. Give up smoking, to stop smoking. Emission. Emission, when gas is sent out. When gas is sent out, it's called emission. Like CO2 emissions. Recharge the battery. Recharge the battery, to charge the battery again. To charge the battery again. Capacity, the total amount. T sub D, the total amount. British capacity, the total amount. Here TY, soft DY, capacity, the total amount. British capacity, the total amount. American, T here, soft D, total, between two vowels, O and A. maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum, opposite, maximum. Passenger, a person who is traveling. A passenger, a person who is traveling. Electric motor, T صف D R electric motor. Invent, to create a new thing, take care here, T O silent, to create a new thing. Invention, inventor, a person who invents an invention. Take a risk, to do a dangerous something. Take a risk, to do a dangerous something. Skateboarding, the sport of riding skateboard. The sport of riding a skateboard. Skateboarding, the sport of riding a skateboard. Surfing, the sport of riding on waves. Surfing, the sport of riding on waves. On British American, on waves. Steer, control the direction. Stable, secure. Light, GH silent. Light, not heavy. Aluminium, a lightweight metal. Turn back and forth, move left and right. Attached to, connected to. Smoothly, evenly. Overnight, during the night. Professional, combine, join together. Stir up, to cause the water to move and rise up. Stir up, to cause the water to move and rise up. Stir up, to cause the water to move and rise up. Unit 2, Part 2. Conversation. Could you tell me? Exercise number 8. Look at the picture. What do you see? A young man. He has a suitcase, a bag for traveling, a suitcase. A young lady. Where is the young man? Who is she? She's a receptionist, a front desk agent, someone who answers the questions of guests, employees, visitors. Front desk agent, a receptionist. She's pointing at something. She's giving directions. She's giving directions. She describes. She's describing the way. And the young man asks her about a place. He asks her about different places and she answers. Eric and Clark.
Conversation. Could you tell me Part A, listen and practice.
Excuse me, could you tell me where the nearest ATM is?
There's one upstairs, across from the duty-free shop.
Great. And do you know where I can catch a bus to the city?
Sure. Just follow the signs for transportation.
Okay. And can you tell me how often they run?
They run every 20 minutes or so.
And just one more thing. Do you know where the restrooms are?
Right behind you. Do you see where that sign is?
Oh, thanks a lot.
Eric and Clark. Clark, employee, front desk agent. receptionist. Eric, excuse me, could you tell me where the nearest ATM is? Where the nearest ATM is. So here is at the end. Could you tell me where the nearest ATM is? He didn't say where is the ATM. He didn't say where is the nearest ATM. No, he said, could you tell me where the nearest ATM is? So is at the end. Clerk, there is one upstairs across from the duty-free shop. What's the duty-free shop? It's a shop for buying things without paying taxes. The shop sells to the customers without paying the tax. Great. Do you know where I can catch a bus to the city? Do you know? He didn't say where can I know where I can catch a bus to the city. Sure, just follow the signs of transportation. You should follow the signs. Sign, it means it gives you information about a place. Sign. Okay, and can you tell me how often they run? How often the buses run? They run every 20 minutes or so. So every 20 minutes there is a bus. And just one more thing. Do you know where the restrooms are? Where are the WCs? The WC rooms? The bathrooms. Where are the bathrooms? Where the restrooms are. Right behind you. Behind you. Do you see where that sign is? Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Now here I think that Eric is in the airport and he asks about the ATM card machine, the nearest ATM. He asks about the duty-free shop, the transportation such as a bus to the city, a bus to the center, the city center, the restrooms. Can you answer these questions? First question. Where is the nearest ATM? Could you tell me where the nearest ATM is? There is one upstairs across from the duty-free shop. What's the duty-free shop? A duty-free shop is shop for selling without paying tax. Where can I catch a bus to the city? Do you know where I can catch a bus to the city? Sure, you can follow the sign for transportation. How often do the buses run? How often do the buses run? Or can you tell me how often the buses run? They run every 20 minutes. Where are the restrooms? Or do you know where the restrooms are? Are at the end. Do you know where the restrooms are? Yes, they are right behind you. They are behind you. Number B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. Check through the information that Eric asks for. Ready?
Page 11, Exercise 8, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. Check the information that Eric asks for.
Excuse me, it's me again. I'm sorry. I need some more information if you don't mind. Do you know how much the bus costs?
It's $20. You can buy a ticket on the bus.
$20? Wow.
Well, a taxi costs about $50.
Okay. And
Number 1. Check through the information that Eric asks for. What does he ask for? He asks for the cost of a bus to the city. How much does a ticket of a bus to the city cost? How much does it cost? It costs $20. $20. What about the taxi? The taxi costs $50.
You know where a bookstore is? I'd like to get a guidebook.
Go upstairs and turn right. You'll see one on your left.
Thanks very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
And do you know where a bookstore is? I'd like to get a guidebook.
Go upstairs and turn right. You'll see one on your left.
Thanks very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
Number 2. What does he ask for? He asks for the location of a bookstore. What's a bookstore? A bookstore is a place for selling books, newspapers, guide books. Why? Why does Eric ask for a bookstore? For the location of a bookstore, for the place of a bookstore? Because he wants to buy a guidebook. He wants to buy a guidebook. So number B answers the cost of a bus to the city, the location of a bookstore. What is the difference between a bookstore and library? Library is a place to borrow books. You take the book for some time and you return it back after 1 week, 2 weeks. But bookstore, you pay money for the book and you buy it, you take it for yourself. But you have to pay the price.
Page 11, Exercise 9. Grammar focus. Indirect questions from WH questions. WH questions with B.
Where is the nearest ATM?
Where are the restrooms?
Indirect questions.
Could you tell me where the nearest ATM is?
Do you know where the restrooms are?
WH questions with do.
How often do the buses run?
What time does the bookstore open?
Indirect questions.
Can you tell me how often the buses run?
Do you know what time the bookstore opens?
WH questions with can.
Where can I catch the bus?
Indirect questions.
Do you know where I can catch the bus?
Indirect questions from WH questions. WH questions with verb to be, am, is, are. Where is the nearest ATM? Could you tell me where the nearest ATM is? So you put is at the end. Where are the restrooms? Do you know where the restrooms are? So you put are at the end. WH questions with do. How often do the buses run? Can you tell me how often the buses run? So here, do, no do in indirect question. You delete do, you omit do. What time does the bookstore open? Do you know what time the bookstore opens? Opens with S. I put S here. So here, you remove does and we put S, we add S for the verb. WH question with can. Where can I catch the bus? Do you know where I can catch the bus? So here because I have can I, it becomes what? I can. I make it as a sentence. Do you know where I, subject, can catch? Can plus infinitive the bus object. So here, these questions are direct questions. You say where is, where are, how often do, what time does, where can. These questions are indirect questions. In indirect questions, we use could you tell me, can you tell me, do you know. Can you tell me, could you tell me, do you know. Question word, where, how, what. Subject, ATM, restrooms, buses, bookstores. I. Verb, the verb to be is or are. Verb to do, I put the verb as it is, run. Does, you add s to the verb, opens. Can, where can I, it becomes what? Where I can, it becomes where I can. I put can plus the verb, can catch the bus. Let's check this PowerPoint. Indirect questions from WH questions. Indirect questions from WH questions. WH questions with verb to be. You know verb to be? Am, is, are. WH questions with be. Where? Where is the bank? Where are the restrooms? Restrooms, bathrooms. Bathrooms for the public, for all the people. Where is the bank? Where are the restrooms? Here, to make a question, this question direct. This is direct with verb to be. Where is the bank? Where are the restrooms? Where are the restrooms? Question word. Where is, are, subject. Subject, the bank, the restrooms. Can we make these questions indirect? Indirect questions. Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know? I say, could you tell me? Do you know? Can you tell me? Where the bank is? Where is the bank? Change into where the bank is. Do you know? The question, where are the restrooms? Do you know where the restrooms are? Are at the end. So here, to make it indirect questions, we use could you tell me? Can you tell me? Do you know? And then we write the question, but we put verb to be at the end. Is, are at the end, after the subject. Again, where is the bank? Indirect. Could you tell me where the bank is? Where are the restrooms? Indirect. Do you know where the restrooms are? So here, question word is, are, subject. This is direct. Indirect, do you know? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Plus question word, subject, is or are. Do you know? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Question word, subject, is or are. Here I put is at the end and are at the end. Indirect questions from WH questions. We talked about verb to be, am, is, are. Now here we have WH questions with do, did. Do, present, did, past. Simple past, did. How much does a newspaper cost? So have here what? Does cost. What time do the banks open? Do. Does, do. This is present. When did flight 566 arrive? Did. Simple past, did. Do, does, present, did, past. So I have here do, does, did in the question. Indirect question. How much does the newspaper cost? Can you tell me how much a newspaper costs? Costs. So here, can you tell me how much? Question word. A newspaper, subject, cost, verb, and you put s. Costs. Why? Does, s. Costs. I put s. What time do the banks open? Could you tell me what time the banks open? The banks open. Here, omit do, delete do. I delete do in indirect question. Here, there is no do. Could you tell me what time the banks open? When did flight 566 arrive? This is the number of the flight. Flight, you travel by aeroplane. You travel by plane. When did flight 566 arrive? Do you know when flight 566 arrived ed? Because I have here what? Did, ed. Here, I have do, does, did. In the question, indirect question, can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know? Question word like when, what time, how much. Subject and newspaper, the banks, flight 566. Verb, this is the verb, coast, open, arrive. And then, if I have here do, delete do, and we'll put the verb. If we have does, we put s on the verb. Coasts. Did. Delete did. Omit did and write ed on the verb. Verb plus ed. Arrived. خلي بالنا في indirect لو السؤال غير مباشر لو عندي do أو does أو did هشيلهم وأحط على الverb في الآخر. If I have do, erase do. Omit do. Delete do. If I have does, delete does, omit does, and put s on the verb. Coast, coasts. If I have did, omit did, delete did, erase did, and put on the verb ed. Arrive, arrived. يبقى أشيل do و does و did من السؤال وأبدأ أعمل التغييرات على الverb. If I have does, you put s. If I have did, you put ed. If I have do, put the verb as it is. Don't do anything. A. Write indirect questions using these double H questions and compare with a partner. So here we are going to change these questions into indirect questions. You just write, do you know, can you tell me, could you tell me? Question word, subject, verb. 1. How much does the bus cost? Can you tell me, could you tell me, do you know how much the bus costs? Costs with S. We add S, we put S. Number 2. Where is the nearest internet cafe? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know? where the nearest internet cafe is. I put is at the end. 3. What time do the banks open? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know what time the banks open? Remove do, delete do, no do. 4. Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know how late the buses run? We remove do, we omit do, we don't write do. 5. Where can I get a quick meal? Indirect. Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know where I can get a quick meal? 6. How late do the nightclubs stay open? Could you tell me? Can you tell me? Do you know how late the nightclubs stay open? And we remove do. 7. How early do the trains run? Do you know? Can you tell me? Could you tell me how early the trains run? And we omit do. We remove do. 8. Where is an expensive hotel in this area? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know where an expensive hotel in this area is? And I put is at the end. Now B, pair work. Take turns asking the questions you wrote in part A. Give your own information when answering. Now in number B, you and your friend. One ask a question and then your friend answer. You will answer by yourself. Example. Can you tell me how much the bus costs? Then you answer. Well, the bus costs £5. The bus costs to Al Marg area from Al Marg to Ramses £2. Can you tell me how much the bus costs? Well, from Marg to Al Jabal Al Asfar, it costs £1, 1 Egyptian pound. Like this, you will answer according to your information.
Page 12, Exercise 10. Pronunciation. Syllable stress. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice which syllable has the main stress in these two-syllable words.
Subway,
Traffic.
garage,
Police.
Page 12, Exercise 10. Pronunciation. Syllable stress. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice which syllable has the main stress in these two-syllable words.
subway,
Traffic.
garage,
Police.
Number 10. Pronunciation. Pronunciation phonetics. Syllable stress. Syllable, part of the word. Stress. What's stress? Stress to make the sound higher, louder, and longer. Stress to make the sound higher, louder, and longer. Syllable. In every word, at least the word has two syllables. Has two syllables, it has two parts. So which part you have to stress? Part number 1 or part number 2? Example, subway. This word, two parts. Subway. Two parts, two syllables. the stress on part number 1, subway. Traffic. This word, 2 parts, 2 syllables. Traffic. This word, 2 parts, 2 syllables, with stress on the first part. The sound is higher, louder, longer. Traffic. Garage. So here, stress on part number 2. The sound is higher on the second part, on the second syllable. Garage. Police. So here the stress on lease, on the second part. بقى الكلمة ليها مقطعين. أنا هنا بشوف الضغط يبقى على المقطع الأولاني ولا المقطع التاني. الضغط لأن أخلي الصوت أعلى وأكثر صخبا أو أطول شوي. Number B. Listen to the stress in these words. Write them in the correct columns, then compare with the partner. In this exercise we have different words. We have to write these words in part 1, column 1, the stress on part 1, or group 2, column 2, stress on part 2. Listen and write the words. You are going to listen 2 times.
Page 12, Exercise 10, Part B. Listen to the stress in these words. Write them in the correct columns. Then compare with a partner.
Buses.
Bookstore.
Event.
Hotel.
Improve.
Provide.
Public.
Taxis.
Page 12, Exercise 10.
Buses.
Bookstore.
Event.
Hotel.
Improve.
Provide.
Public.
Taxis.
So group 1, column 1, the stress is in the beginning. The words are buses, taxis, buses, taxis. Public. Bookstore. Group 1, again the answer, buses, taxis, public, bookstore. Group 2, columns 2, hotel, improve, provide. So the stress on the second word, on the second part, provide. Event. So vent, this is the second part. Exercise number 11. In this exercise is speaking. What do you know? A. Complete the chart with indirect questions. You will answer in indirect questions. Example. Where is the nearest bus stop? An indirect question will say, do you know? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Where the nearest bus stop is. So I put is at the end. 2. What's the best way to see the city? Can you tell me? Could you tell me? Do you know? What the best way to see the city is at the end. 3. Where can I rent a bicycle? Can you tell me where I can rent a bicycle? So can I becomes I can. 4. How much does a city tour cost? Do you know how much a city tour costs? With S. And we delete does. We omit does. We remove does. No does. 5. Where can I get a student discount on a meal? Could you tell me where I can get a student discount on a meal? 6. What time do the museums open? Can you tell me what time the museums open? We remove do. We omit do. We delete do. 7. Where can I hear live music? Could you tell me where I can hear live music? Can I changes into I can, where I can. Number B. Pair work. Use the indirect questions in the chart to interview to make an interview. A classmate, a friend in your class about the city or town where you live. Take notes. So in this exercise, you will ask your friends these questions. Example A. Do you know where the nearest bus stop is? B. I am not really sure, but I think there is one. Blah blah blah. So every student is going to ask his friend these questions. C. Class activity. Share your answers with the class. Who knows the most about your city or town? Exercise number 13. Reading. New ways of getting around. Look at the pictures and skim the article, then write the name of the invention below each picture. In this exercise, you tell us, what are these pictures? What are these? What's this? Is this a scooter? Scooter has 2 wheels, but this one has 3 wheels. This is scooter with 3 wheels. And what's this? This is a car. It's like, I don't know, it's like a motorbicycle. A motorbike, it has 2 wheels. It's a bicycle, but it's very small. Oh my gosh. A car with 3 wheels? New ways of getting around. Look at the pictures and skim the article. Then write the name of the invention below each picture. You write the name of every thing, of every invention under every picture. What's an invention? Invention means a new thing. That you make a new thing. You create a new thing. Let's start to read. New ways of getting around. Here are some of the best new inventions for getting around. 1. If you love to take risks to try something dangerous. When you travel, this is for you. The wheelman. The design is simple. It's very simple. 2 wheels. It has 2 wheels only and a motor. 2 wheels motor. You put your feet in the wheels. You put your feet like this in the wheels. It has 2 wheels. It's very similar to skateboarding or surfing. As if you are going skateboarding or surfing. Surfing, waves riding. Or skateboarding. You have your skateboard and you start to go skateboarding. You use your wet to steer and you control the speed with a ball you hold in your hand. You use your wet How many kilograms are you? To steer, to control. Steer means control the speed with a ball you hold in your hand, with a ball you catch in your hand, like this. So which invention? This is of course the wheelman. It has two wheels. There is here a ball he's catching with his hand, and he controls the speed of it. It's very easy. 2. Why use two wheels when you can use 3? The trick scooter looks a little silly. It's silly, ridiculous. It's too bad. But it's serious transportation. It's very important transportation. The 3 wheels make it very stable. Do you know, if you have a child, he rides a bicycle with 3 wheels or 4 wheels to be stable. And because it's made of aluminium, it's very light. It's light, not heavy. Why? Because it's made of aluminium. It moves by turning back and forth. So it goes back and forth, backward and forward. It can go left and right. Just like skiing on the street, as if you are skiing on the street. So where is the trick scooter? This is the trick scooter. It has 3 wheels. It's stable. You will not fall down. You will not fall down on the floor or on the ground. It's made of aluminium. It's very simple. It's very light. It's not heavy. You can control it as if you are driving a bicycle, as if you are riding a bicycle, as if you are riding a bicycle. This is number 3. Do you want an eco-friendly family car? This is what mean eco-friendly family car. Car for the family that doesn't harm the environment. A car that doesn't cause damage or harm to the environment. If so, check out the leaf. The leaf, do you know the leaf? The leaves are on the trees. A leaf, one leaf is on the tree. This is the name of the car, of course. It's called the leaf. It's all electric and gives off 0 CO2 emissions. This car doesn't give off CO2. And it goes by electricity. It has an 80 kilometers. It has an 80 kW motor and can travel up to 140 kilometers per hour, kph, kilometer per hour. So it's a car, and this car, it uses electricity. It doesn't give off CO2. Its motor is an 80 kW. It can travel up to 140 kilometers per hour. You can recharge the battery up to 80% of capacity in just 30 minutes. In 30 minutes only, your car will be recharged, and recharge it fully overnight. But if you recharge it during the night while you are asleep, it can be fully recharged. It's gonna be recharged 100%. That's amazing. So of course, this is the electric car, the Leaf. So, does this car pollute the environment? No, it's an eco-friendly family car. Does it use gasoline, gas, natural gas, oil, or petroleum? No, it doesn't. It uses electricity. What about its speed? It can go to 140 kilometers per hour. If you'd like to recharge the battery, does it take a lot of time? No, it doesn't. You can recharge the battery up to 80% of capacity in just only 30 minutes. And you can recharge it overnight, during the night, while you're asleep. 4. To get around town in style and park easily, there is nothing better than the Twizy ZE. So the Twizy ZE, this is car, it has 4 wheels, like this one, a car, it has 4 wheels, it's very easy to park it. But it's only 2.3 meters long. This is the length, 2.3, less than 2 meters half, and 1.13 meters wide. Its width 1 meters point 13. This is like 100 meter and 13 centimeters, less than 120 centimeters. This is the width. The passenger sits behind the driver. It has a zero emission, no emissions, it means no CO2. 15 kilometer, 15 kW electric motor. The motor is 15 kW that can reach a maximum speed of 75 kilometers per hour. The Twizy can go until 75 kilometers per hour. The electric motor is 15 kW. So the question now, which one is the Twizy? Is this picture number 4 or picture number 2? So is this way. Here the picture is not clear. There are 3 wheels or 4 wheels, but I think this is the Twizy, and this one is the Leaf. Because this one for family, you have 4 persons, but this one, the Twizy, could have 4 wheels, yes, and it's very easy to park it because it's very small. It's 113 centimeters the width. The length is 2 meters. Yeah, it could be 2 meters and 30 centimeters. So this is the Twizy. A. Read the article. Where do you think it's from? Check through the correct answer. This article is from a news magazine. Why? Because we have different pictures, we have title, new ways of getting around. So this is, of course, a magazine. Answer these questions. Which inventions have motors? All of them. All the inventions have motors. The Wellman has motor. The Wellman has motor, and of course the Leaf has motor, and the Twizy ZE has motor. The only thing that doesn't have a motor, this one, the trick scooter, doesn't have a motor. So all of them except the trick scooter. Where do you put your feet in the Wellman? You put your feet in the wheels. 3. How do you steer the Wellman? How do you control the Wellman? 3. You use your body weight. You use your body weight. 4. What is the trick scooter made of? The trick scooter is made of 3 wheels. 3 wheels. It has 3 wheels. How does the trick scooter move? By turning back and forth. By turning back and forth. 6. How long does it take to fully recharge the leaf? If you want to recharge the leaf car, so it takes about, okay, it takes 30 minutes, yes, but if you want to charge it fully overnight, you can recharge 80% in 30 minutes, or overnight it would be fully recharged. It will be fully recharged. How long is the Twizy ZE? How long is the Twizy ZE? The Twizy ZE 2 meters and 30 centimeters. Where does the passenger sit in the Twizy ZE? In the Twizy ZE, the passenger sits behind the driver. Behind the driver. Number C, group work. Which of the inventions is the most useful? The least useful. Why? Would you like to try any of them? This is a question to your friends. You can answer it alone. Thanks God, we have finished now. Homework number 1. Keep the words by heart. هنحفظ الكلمات كويس جدا. Number 2. Listen and repeat. Listen different times. Listen and repeat. نسمع ونكرر مرة واثنين وثلاثة. Number 3. هنذاكر الجرامر. 4. Answer 3 pages of unit number 2 Interchange to workbook. هجاوب على ال3 صفحات الباقيين للوحدة الثانية في كتاب الورك بوك. Finally, watch the video. اتفرج على الفيديو بتاع جامعة كامبريدج Interchange 2 Unit 2. يبقى فيه فيديو جميل جدا هوريك ازاي بتستخدم اللغة في الواقع العملي او في الحياة العملية. Finally, go to www.interchangearcade.org and answer the questions. خش على الموقع بتاع www.interchangearcade.org وهنجاوب على الأسئلة. بتبقى في أسئلة على هيئة ألعاب جميلة جدا. That's all. Wish you all good luck. Finally, like it, share it, and subscribe. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Presentation Plus is available exclusively with the new 4th edition of Interchange, the most widely used and the most successful English course in the world. This state-of-the-art software is designed to help you maximize your teaching effectiveness as you move seamlessly through each lesson, incorporating video, audio, and even online resources, all with the click of a mouse. With Presentation Plus, your students will be laser-focused on the task at hand as you use the built-in presentation tools to highlight key concepts, reveal answers to exercises, annotate passages, play class audio passages and video segments, and even embed web links right into your lessons. Let us show you how Presentation Plus can help you deliver more engaging and effective lessons. Visit the link below or contact your Cambridge University Press representative for a demonstration today.
ممكن نجيب كتاب Interchange في أي مكتبة على مستوى العالم. الكتاب موجود في العالم العربي كله، في السعودية، في الكويت، الإمارات، البحرين، مصر، والكتاب كمان موجود في فرنسا وإيطاليا وأسبانيا، في كل الدول وفي اوروبا، فكل الناس اللي هم بياخدوا اللغة الانجليزية كلغة اجنبية تانية يقدروا يستخدموا الكتاب. عندنا مثلا في مصر في المكتبة الأكاديمية، وده جنب مترو أنفاق الدقي. مجرد تخرج من مترو أنفاق الدقي هتلاقي المكتبة على طول قدامك. مكتبة سفنكس في شارع الشواربي، شارع الشواربي في وسط البلد مشهور جدا. فعندنا مكتبة جرير، مكتبة جرير برضو بتقدم كتاب انترتشينج السلسلة كلها، وهي فروع في كل دول الخليج. مكتبة الأمازون اللي هي المكتبة رقم 1 على مستوى العالم، ودي برضو فيها كل النسخ بتاعة الانترتشينج